Before we get into the details about the biomolecules, we need to talk about first one very important vocabulary word, and that word is monomer. A monomer is the smallest repeating molecular unit that makes up larger molecules, just like building blocks. They are the ingredients for life, and we call them carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids. We are going to talk a lot about monomers today because we need to understand what the biomolecules are made of and what are the food sources of these biomolecules. Let's start with carbohydrates. Carbohydrates is something you can always hear related to diet. Pasta and breads are examples of foods that are heavy in carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are actually a very important source of energy we have available to us. In fact, carbohydrates are a great and fast source of energy. They are also very effective in energy yielding and nutrients and building materials. Carbohydrates are made up of sugars, and the monomer for carbohydrates is called monosaccharides. Monosaccharides made up carbohydrates. Next one up is the diverse group known as lipids. Lipids are better known as fats, and they have two different building blocks. One type of the building block is called fatty acids, and the other one is glycerol that makes up triglyceride when connected to each other. These things are prominently like butter, peanut butter, oils, and white parts of the meat. Lipids are great for insulating over the long term. The way we store energy is through fats, which turns to be more important because fats are a great source of long-term energy. Next are proteins. Right now, in you there are 10,000 proteins doing everything they can to keep you alive. You often hear protein in a gym, and a lot of people there eat chocolate bar. They say they have a lot of proteins and then helps them in muscle building. Well, in fact, protein is great in muscle building. Example of foods that are high in proteins includes meats and many types of beans. The monomers of proteins are amino acids. Protein is also important in other functions such as working in the immune system and acting as enzymes. There are also enzymes regulating chemical processes such as helping you digest food. There are also antibodies connecting themselves to invade like bacteria and viruses so that your immune system be better. Remember, enzymes are made up of proteins, so proteins are important for the body. Now when we start talking about genes, the DNA codes for proteins are very important for structure and function in the body. The last biomolecule is the nucleic acid. Nucleic acid includes DNA and RNA. They have a monomer called nucleotide. Considering DNA and RNA, both of these are involved in genetic information for the coding of your traits. They are found in a lot of your food because whenever you eat something that came something once living, it's still contain its DNA. For example, when you eat sardines, you're actually consuming all the cells that made up the sardines. In the nucleus of those sardine cell is DNA. Plants and animals both have. In fact, any type of life contains nucleic acid like DNA to direct cell activities.